They say space is silent, but what if it isn't? What if somewhere out there, in the cold vacuum between the stars, something was singing? In 1977, NASA launched two identical spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Their mission was simple: explore the outer planets, then drift beyond, carrying a message from Earth. Each carried a golden record, a phonograph disc with sounds, music, and images meant for any intelligent life that might find it. But what the Voyagers sent back wasn't part of that record. It started as background data. Static, electromagnetic noise, the usual hum of the universe. Scientists often converted this data into sound to study wave patterns. Most of it was ordinary: radiation from Jupiter, solar winds, cosmic hiss. But one day, deep in the archives, they found a pattern that wasn't ordinary at all. It was rhythmic, structured, musical. They called it the Voyager melody. The sound was first noticed in late 1983 by a researcher at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a man whose name never appears in official logs, though some say his initials were DK. He was analyzing plasma wave readings from Voyager 1 as it crossed the outer edge of the solar system, around 13 billion miles from Earth. When he sonified the data, turning it into audio, he heard something he couldn't explain. It wasn't just random noise, it had repetition, harmony, notes that rose and fell with eerie precision. He described it in his notes as a melody trapped in the void. The official explanation was simple: interference, a glitch in the transmission, overlapping signals from Earth. But DK didn't buy it. He replayed the data multiple times, filtering out interference, adjusting frequencies, and every time the same sequence appeared: a haunting, slow pulse of tones that seemed to breathe. Then something stranger happened. When he inverted the frequencies, playing the data backward, the tone formed what sounded like a human voice, humming. Not clearly, not perfectly, but enough to make your hair stand up. No words, no language, just a low, soft hum drifting through the silence of space. The data was classified. The sample was never released to the public. But in the early 2000s, audio files claiming to be the Voyager melody started appearing online. Some were obvious hoaxes. Others felt too real to ignore. They had that strange quality, the kind of sound you feel in your bones. People who analyzed it said it contained harmonic ratios similar to classical music, following intervals of 3/2 and 5/4, almost as if it was intentionally composed. Yet, no known instrument or algorithm could have generated it in the conditions Voyager recorded. That's when the theories began. Some said it was a natural resonance, plasma waves converting to sound in a way our ears interpret as melody. Others claimed it was something else entirely: a signal, a message, a fragment of something intelligent, carried on electromagnetic waves older than our species. NASA, of course, never confirmed any of it. But one interesting thing happened. Around the same time the Voyager melody began circulating, NASA released a series of official space sounds, audio representations of planetary magnetospheres, moons, and rings. One of them, the sound of Jupiter's magnetosphere, bore a strange resemblance to the leaked audio. The same structure, the same pulsating tone, as if the melody had been quietly hidden in plain sight. Then, something even weirder. In 2012, Voyager 1 officially crossed the heliopause, the edge of our solar system. It was humanity's first step into interstellar space. When NASA converted the newest plasma wave data into sound, they noticed faint echoes, almost imperceptible, but rhythmic. A few scientists joked that it was the song of the stars, but others were less amused, because the new frequencies matched, almost exactly, the same pattern recorded 30 years earlier. That shouldn't be possible. The instruments were different, the distances unimaginable, and yet the same melody. It was as if something out there had been waiting. Somewhere beyond the solar wind, beyond the reach of light, a voice in the dark repeating the same refrain, decade after decade. Internet forums picked it up quickly. Reddit threads, 4chan boards, YouTube videos titled "The Music of Space" began spreading like wildfire. Users slowed the audio, reversed it, mapped it to musical notation, and what they found made it worse. The melody followed a perfect Fibonacci sequence, the same mathematical pattern found in shells, flowers, and galaxies. Coincidence? Maybe. But that pattern is also found in composed music. Beethoven used it, so did Debussy. It's the natural rhythm of beauty, and something out there was following it too. Of course, skeptics said it was pareidolia, the human brain finding patterns in randomness. The same reason we see faces in clouds or shapes in static. But then came the echo files. In 2015, a group of independent researchers recreated the experiment, converting the most recent Voyager data into sound using modern algorithms. At first, they heard nothing but static. But when they amplified the signal's lower frequencies, the tone appeared again. This time clearer, slower, deeper. And it was evolving. Each time they processed a new data stream, the melody seemed to change, slightly but distinctly, as if responding. That's when people started calling it the Song of the Void. There's no proof that it's intelligent, of course, but something about it doesn't fit the randomness of physics. When analyzed through spectrograms, hidden frequencies appear. Too symmetrical, too structured. Some even align with the human vocal range. A few online theories go further, claiming the melody encodes information. Binary patterns that, when translated, reveal coordinates or images. Most are hoaxes, but a small subset of audio researchers, people who specialize in electromagnetic field resonance, claim there's something real in the numbers, a frequency that shouldn't exist in deep space. And yet, there it is. One astrophysicist, who asked to remain anonymous, said in an interview that every time they sonify interstellar plasma data, there's a moment of hesitation. Because once you hear the sound of deep space, it's hard to forget. It feels like it's listening back, they said. The Voyager crafts are still out there, floating in the dark, more than 15 billion miles away. Their transmitters are weak now, barely functional. But sometimes NASA still receives faint signals, ghostly echoes from the edge of the unknown. And every so often, in that endless static, a tone appears. It's always the same, a slow, rising hum, like a breath through the void. Nobody knows what it means. Maybe it's nothing, just plasma waves, particles vibrating in magnetic fields. Or maybe it's something older, something that's been drifting across the universe long before Earth ever existed. The Voyagers carry humanity's message to the stars, a golden record that says, "We are here." But maybe, just maybe, someone, or something, already answered. And their message wasn't light, or math, or words. It was music, the kind that doesn't need translation, the kind that lives in every atom, the kind that feels alive. And maybe, when we listen to that melody, we're not just hearing space. Maybe we're hearing the universe remembering itself.